Okay, you guys, what is up? The King of Lightning is here today to do Sanji Over Zoro Part 2. Part 2. And this Part 2 of the Sanji Over Zoro is going to be a video response to an individual by the name of ZoroFanboy. And I believe it was not exactly, but it was 1 week ago. ZoroFanboy did a video, and this video was entitled Zoro vs. Sanji, who's stronger? I believe so. And ZoroFanboy, being a Zoro fanboy, hence his name, in this video he was explaining as to why he believes that Zoro is the stronger fighter over Sanji. And me, being the Sanji fanboy, I am going to disagree. And I'm going to back up my man Sanji. Why? Because when Sanji's in the corner, I'm there to back his ass up. It's that simple. Because I am a Sanji fanboy. Now, of course, by the way, what I'm going to do is that I'm going to put his video link in stuttering. I don't care. No takes. Fuck it. I'm going to put his link in an annotation, so you can click on that annotation and go to his video and watch it yourself. Now, my video, of course, is going to be supporting Sanji, and I'm going to break it down. I have a lot of points. I have 3 pages. I have 3 pages of shit to explain as to why Sanji is over Zoro. So, once again, this video title is going to be Sanji Over Zoro Part 2. So, that being said, when it comes to the first thing, alright? Number one, alright? Sanji is smarter than Zoro. Like, this is fucking obvious. I don't know why people debate this shit with me, but Sanji is smarter than Zoro. This is fact. This is fucking fact, alright? So I have points to bring it up, right? Number 1, Sanji is smarter than Zoro and shows it in his fights. Sanji uses wit, cunning, and great intelligence in his fights. For example, A. When Kurobi was performing the death by pressure plunge against Sanji during the Along Park arc, Sanji covered one of Kurobi's gills with an arm and was breathing carbon dioxide into another arm. Sanji did this knowing full well that fishmen use their lungs to breathe above the water and use their gills to breathe below the water. And thus, Kurobi couldn't breathe and Sanji was able to escape to the surface to continue the fight. Sanji use his knowledge of anatomy because he's a chef. He cooks ingredients. He knows the anatomy of living things very well. And Sanji, using his knowledge of anatomy, was able to understand the concept that the fishmen, they have lungs and they have gills. They use their lungs to breathe above the surface of the water, and they use their gills to breathe below the surface of the water. And thus, when he closed the gills and was breathing carbon dioxide into another set of gills, Kurobi couldn't breathe. In mid-fight, Sanji was able to use his knowledge of anatomy to escape that death-defying situation. Yeah, fuck yeah. That's number 1. That's A. B. Sanji tricked Bone Clay into using his own power against him. This is, again, obvious. Bone Clay was posing as Nami, and Sanji couldn't fight appropriately. But he understood that Bone Clay uses his left hand to turn his face back to normal, and his right hand to turn into a person of his choosing. And when he has to attack in his original body. I believe it's that same. Yeah, I believe it's the right hand turns into a person that he chooses, and the left hand turns him back to normal. I think so. Yeah, I think so. But that doesn't matter. The fact here is that Sanji, understanding that, was able to trick Bone Clay into using his own power against him. And thus, Sanji could fight appropriately and thus proceed to win the fight against Bone Clay. That's B. Now, C. When Jabber was performing the Moonlight 10-finger gun, Sanji deliberately kicked away one of Jabber's hands and took the full brunt of the other. The reason was because if he had used both of his legs, then he couldn't finish Jabber off with the flamberge shot, or the flamberge shot. Again, Sanji, using his wit, using his intelligence, he understood that this was his chance to finish the fight. he had the devil leg activated, and Jabra was in midair using the 10-finger gun, the Moonlight 10-finger gun. Sanji kicked away one of the hands and took in half of the 10-finger gun. And then Jabra was like, Jabra said that you could have stopped it had you had used both of your had you kicked away both of my hands. But Sanji said no, because I'm going to finish the fight here. And again, intelligence. Sanji shows this, whereas Zoro wouldn't do that shit. No, Zoro's a standalone guy. Zoro's like fucking Santorio, and that's what he does. That's Zoro. But Sanji, he has this, and he utilizes this. All right, that's C. D, and yeah, there's more. D. When Sanji used Usopp salt balls to track Abu Salam when he turned invisible, Sanji also figured out that he could turn objects that he touched invisible as well, and knew that he had bazookas attached to his arms. Again, Sanji, using his understanding of what he read when he was a kid, the Devil Fruit book, and he understood the concept of the invisibility fruit, the Ski no Mi, I believe so, yeah. And again, Sanji understood that concept. He used the salt balls to track Abu Salam while he was invisible. Again, Sanji shows his superior intelligence over Zoro. And then, of course, there are other scenes. Right here, I put that there are plenty of scenes outside of combat that prove that Sanji is superior in intelligence in comparison to Zoro. For example, Mr. Prince. Mr. Prince. Closing the gates of justice to make the whirlpools so the crew could escape. Again. Taking out, and by the way, the Just 11 jurymen are the guys in One Piece who, they were in Enies Lobby. The guys who have the guilty tattoo, like the guilty kanji on their arms and shit. They use those giant metal balls to fight. So, and these are the jurymen. And right here it says, taking out one of the 11 jurymen so the Frankie family could get an idea of who they were fighting. Also, halting the Arc Maxim by offsetting one of the gears, and by doing so, giving Usopp and Nami a chance to escape. Again, Sanji continues to show his superior intelligence over Zoro throughout the entire course of the fucking series. Sanji is smarter than Zoro. This is not debatable. This is fact. This is fucking fact, alright? It's fact. Alright, that's number one. Yeah, that's number one. And fucking no takes, man. No, like 30, fuck that shit. I don't like doing takes, so fuck it. Alright, that's number one. Number two, their physical strength is equal. Please understand that. You know, right here, right? I put it right here, okay? Zoro's physical strength lies predominantly in his upper body, his chest, his triceps, biceps, shoulders, etc. Sanji's physical strength lies predominantly in his lower body, the calves, the thighs, the quads, the glutes, etc. Sanji can do things that Zoro cannot with his lower body, and Zoro can do things that Sanji cannot with his upper body. It's the same notion as Hitmonlee and Hitmonchan. It's the same fucking notion. Hitmonlee, his strength comes from his kicks, his lower body. Hitmonchan, his strength comes from his upper body, his punches. It's the same fucking paradigm. Zoro can cut the air and slice the air using his physical upper body. Sanji can kick the air and fly using his physical lower body. It's the same fucking notion. It's the same notion. It really is. Like, what the fuck? And then people want to talk about how, you know, oh, well, Zoro, we see him training all the time. And that's true. But guess what? Sanji already had his fucking training. Sanji, see, unlike Luffy and Zoro, right? Unlike these two, Sanji had a master for 10 years, Red Leg Zeth. Okay? And he's been fighting with his feet his entire life. Well, while Zoro had some, like, Zoro's master wasn't even like a master. Some guy with glasses, like, I forgot his name. But basically what I'm trying to say here is that Sanji has shown leg strength feats that Zoro can't even comprehend. But Sanji, But Zoro has shown upper body feats that Sanji can't comprehend. It's the same fucking paradigm. It's same shit. It's seriously the same shit. All right. Like, honest to God, I don't know why people believe that Zoro is physically stronger than Sanji. It's like, again, Zoro can do shit upper body wise that's superior to Sanji, and Sanji can do shit lower body wise that is superior to Zoro. That's simple. Can Zoro kick and run underneath 5,000 meters of water pressure? No, he can't do that. He can't fucking do that. Can Sanji slice the air? No, he can't fucking do that. That's simple. That's fucking simple. So that's number 2, and that's fact. So that's fact. All right. I mean, I could bring up the scene where Sanji, during the Thriller Bark arc, takes one of the giant fucking chains that is used to hold up the mast of the Thriller Bark ship. He kicks it around Orz's body. Come on now. I mean, during that same arc, Zoro takes a building, cuts it into sections with his upper body strength. But then Sanji takes his lower body strength and then kicks those same sections. Alright? Jenga ho. Jenga fucking ho, bro. Like, come on. Like, this is obvious, alright? Number 3. Sanji has greater speed. This is not debatable. This is not debatable. This is facts. This is facts. Sanji has the greater speed. End of story. Number 4. Sanji has a sustainable mode. This is key. This is so fucking key. Sanji has a sustainable mode, which is the Devil Egg. Zoro has not shown us yet a sustainable mode. Alright? Luffy has the Gear Second, Sanji has the Devil Egg, Double Jumble, and Zoro has no sustainable mode. Alright? Now, number 5. And number 5 is going to be fucking fantastic. Number 5 is fantastic. I love number 5. Number 5, alright? Number 5. 2 for 1. Elemental resistance to fire. That's Sanji. And was the first among the monster trio to show signs of haki. Ah, there we go. That's right. That's right. Let me say that one more time, all right? One more time. Number 5. 2 for 1. Elemental resistance to fire. And was the first among the monster trio to show signs of haki. Now, people want to know what the fuck you talking about. All right. Who remembers Pearl? No one fucking remembers goddamn Pearl. I remember Pearl, though. Pearl, nigga, Pearl, all right? Iron Wall Pearl. Now, here's the fun part, all right? Right here. When Pearl went into fire mode, everyone, including Luffy, was burned by Pearl's fire. But Sanji wasn't even hot and was able to kick Pearl's shield, which was covered in fire, and yet not suffer a single burn. Sanji did this twice, and the second time, he actually damaged Pearl. This shows signs of armament haki, because Sanji's spirit burns hotter than fire, and armament haki is spirit, stated in an SBS by Ichiro Oda. Okay? Now, what does that mean? Because people are like, okay, what do you... people are like, what the fuck are you talking about, man? Like, what are you talking about? Alright, so let me break that down, alright? In an SBS, alright, I forgot which chapter or which volume it was. In an SBS, someone asked them, why doesn't Sanji get burned by his own devil leg? And Oda replies that because while the devil leg is hot, Sanji's spirit burns hotter. Now, armament haki is spirit. Haki in general is categorized into 3 sections: observation, armament, and king conquering haki. King conquering haki is intimidation. Observation haki is presence. Armament haki is spirit. You feel me now? If Sanji isn't hot, Luffy was hot. Luffy was on fire, and he was suffering he was suffering burns via Pearl's body. Via Pearl's fire. Sanji jumped in the middle of that shit. Not a single burn. Wasn't even hot. That's right. That's right. In the first arc we see Sanji, the Don Krieg arc, Sanji showcases signs of Haki, armament Haki. And that's fact. That is fact. Why is it fact? Because again, if Haki is divided into 3 sections, presence, intimidation, spirit, and Sanji's spirit burns. Armored Haki, spirit. Sanji's spirit burns, he has fire resistance, and he's not hurt, and he can actually kick Pearl and not be damaged by Pearl's fire. Because his soul, his spirit, burns hotter than fire. And thus, Sanji has showcased hints of Haki. That simple. That simple. You could debate this if Oda didn't say in SBS that his soul burns. But because he said that, then Arc 1 of Sanji, when he was first introduced into the series, he showcased signs of Haki. The first one of the monster trio. The first one. Sanji. Black Lake. Sanji, alright? Now, I want to talk about, and then, so those are my 5 points. I want to talk about a few things here and there. So let me break it down. The first thing is that, why the fuck are people downplaying Bone Chan in comparison to Mr. One? Why is that? I mean, during the fuck it. I need water. All right, I need fucking water before I get started. All right. Okay. During the Alabasta arc, all right. Sanji fought Mr. 2. And then Zoro fought Mr. 1. Now, people say that Sanji couldn't beat Mr. 1 because Mr. 1 at that time was apparently too powerful for Sanji, which is bullshit, alright? In fact, people wanna defend this notion by downplaying Bone Clay in comparison to Mr. 1. But the problem here is that they forget shit. People forget shit. I don't. Well, when it comes to One Piece, alright? Bone Clay, number 1. Bone Clay is the only officer agent who did not have a fucking partner. He was solo. Mr. 1 had Miss Double Finger. Mr. 3 had Miss, what was her name? Miss Golden Wink. Mr. 4 had Miss Merry Christmas. And Mr. 5 had Miss, that one girl with the weight fruit. I forgot her name. But it doesn't matter. Bone Clay was solo. Number 2, when Bone Clay and Mr. 1 first met, Bone Clay and Mr. 1, they fought each other. And Bone Clay outpaced Mr. 1 and kicked his ass through a fucking wall. Mr. 1 is higher up simply because he was a famous bounty hunter in the West Blue. And he had a partner. But Bone Clay is solo. And when they fought against each other, Bone Clay outpaced Mr. 1. It wasn't even funny, bro. En deux trois. Fuck you, nigga. Kick his ass through a fucking wall. Alright? I'm seriously. Like, really? I'm gonna downplay Bone Clay. Why? Because he's gay? Fuck that shit. Fuck that. Bone Chan. Alright. So, the next thing I want to talk about here is the whole entire Kaku and Jobber thing, right? Because people, again, it makes no fucking sense to me, right? During the entire fight between Zoro and Kaku, Zoro only had 3 hits on him. He only hit him 3 fucking times. 3. Well, actually, no. It was like more like, it was 2 solid hits and then 2 half hits. Because the first half hit was when Zoro went into like 2 gorilla form, his muscles bulked up and shit, and then he kind of like hit Kaku, and then Kaku went flying. But Kaku wasn't really that hurt. And then the second half time was when Zoro did the Tatsumaki, and then Kaku kind of overpowered, but then Kaku did like soar and like vanish, and then went upstairs to grab his swords. But the only two solid times Zoro actually damaged Kaku to like the full extent was when Zoro did that Jaguar thing, and then he spun towards Kaku. Kaku dodged it, and then one of Kaku's blades, one of Zoro's blades, kind of like failed to the side, and then Kaku did not see it coming, and then he got injured in the rib section of his body. And at that time, Kaku wasn't using Tekkai. That's number one. Number two was when Zoro went into full Ashra mode. Ashra cut, Kaku, and then kind of like, and then that was it. But Sanji versus Jabra, right? Let me point this out, right? Jabra is the only Rokishi master who can perform Tekkai while moving. The thing here is that Kaku was more versed in Rankek. All right, he was doing all this Rankek shit. It was insane. And that's mainly because Kaku is a giraffe and he has 4 legs. But Jabra is the only Rokishi master who can perform Tekkai while moving. His entire body while moving is a fucking steel structure. And Sanji was able to fucking eat without using Devil Egg. He was able to still damage Jabra. That's why when Sanji was stomping his ass, Jabra kind of like hit the ground and shit. He's like, what the fuck is up with this guy's kicks? I'm using Tekkai. Yeah, I'm feeling the pain. Yeah, I'm getting hurt. What the hell is going on? Sanji was able to break the Tekkai of the most versatile Tekkai user in all of CP9. Sanji even fucking said, that Tekkai ability that you have, it's a bad ability. He even said that mid-fight. It's a bad ability. And yet Zoro still has to use fucking Lion Song to break that shit. Well, correction. Lion Song and Ashra. Because when he did the Jaguar thing, because Kaku was in motion, he couldn't use Tekkai. That's simple. That's simple. But Jabra can. Alright. Okay. So, all right. I mean, I'm clarifying things here, right? I am. So, what's the next thing? What's on the next? What's here? Okay, yeah. Oh, yeah. Here we go. All right. The next thing here, right? Zoro's durability. I will give that he has a higher durability, but barely. I give Zoro the edge in durability, but barely. Why is that? Because here's the thing, right? The Thriller Bark arc is quintessential when it comes to showcasing Zoro's durability. He took Luffy's pain. Alright, he took Luffy's pain. But the thing here is that people forget the fact that Sanji, before Zoro took Luffy's pain, Sanji was the one who suffered the most damage. They forget that shit. Why is that? Number one, alright? When Zoro was fighting against Ryoma, Zoro didn't even get that hurt. Like, if he got hurt at all, to be honest. Like, I'm being very serious. You can go reread and rewatch that fight. Zoro got injured maybe once. Like, maybe once. Maybe. And that was when they faced off in the air. And Zoro did the Dragon Blaze. And then Sanji did, and then Ryoma did the Arrow Notch Strike. But Sanji was fighting against Abu Salam. Now, Abu Salam sucks. We know this. And Sanji, rightfully so, was whooping Abu Salam's ass. It wasn't even funny. It was a beatdown. It was a Sanji beatdown session. He was fucking up Abu Salam. However, what happened? Nami was still unconscious, and Sanji had to protect Nami from Abu Salam. And thus, for a large period of time, Sanji is holding Nami above his head while Abu Salam rains down the hits. He rains down the fucking hits. And then on top of that, after Sanji drops Nami, after Abu Salam walks over right next to Sanji, and Sanji hears him, grabs his leg, Abu Salam continues to rain down the hits. Now, and after that, Sanji did the extra axe, kicked his ass to the fucking wall, but then Abu Salam was still conscious, barely conscious, managed to go invisible again, and then sneak Nami out, and then that was the fight when it came to Abu Salam and Sanji. But the thing here, after that, Sanji was the first person to fight Oars one-on-one. People remember Zoro fight because Zoro had a new fucking sword. But oh yeah, he had a new fucking sword. Yeah, Zoro, Santori, yeah. But they forget that before Zoro fought Oars, before the crew came in to help Sanji fought Oars one-on-one. Right after he took damage from fucking Abu Salam, and Oars wasn't fucking playing. He was doing the dirty shit. And on top of that, after Sanji fought Oars one-on-one, he still had to help fight the rest of the guys fight Oars when they were in the group. Like, what the fuck? So when people want to bring up, yeah, well, you know, Zoro hit Sanji after the Ursa shock and Sanji went down one hit, it's because he took the most fucking damage throughout the entire arc of Thriller Bark. Easy. Easy. Fucking easy. Easy. But you know what? I will give Zoro the most, you know, durability. I mean, barely. Barely. Because Zoro, his durability feats are more memorable. Him taking Luffy's pain. Him getting slashed down here to here by Mihawk. I mean, I could go back and explain to you how Pearl, when Gin had a gun pointed towards Zeph, how Sanji took all Pearl's attacks. How at one point Pearl almost fucking crushed his goddamn skull. How after that had to fight Gin, and Gin with his steel fucking balls was crushing Sanji's ribs. But still, you know what? I mean, hey, at the end of the day, Zoro, I mean, like Mr. One here. Mr. One fucking, you know, atomic spark and shit. I mean, hey, Sanji's feats, when it comes to his durability feats, they're not as memorable as Zoro's. Clearly, because Zoro is portrayed as the fucking tank, the sentient tank that just sits there and takes shit. Because that's Zoro. That's Zoro. But then again, there is one part that really sticks out to me, and that's when Sanji, post-time skip, is able to blitz underneath 5,000 meters of water pressure. Are you kidding me? I mean, look. Like, I don't think people understand how much pressure that is. Like they don't get that, alright? If a human being were to be exposed in 5,000 meters of water pressure, you would be crunched into the size of a baseball. But yet here's Sanji blitzing through that shit like it's fucking nothing. Now, that's crazy shit. That's like that is nuts. That is nuts, bro. But I will give Zoro the edge and durability. But the thing here is that when it comes down to it, at the end of the day, the only thing that Zoro truly has over Sanji is range. That is the only thing he truly has over Sanji. Range attacks. Sanji has no real range attacks. Zoro does. The 36-pound cannon, Tatsumaki, Black Dragon Tornado, you know, all that shit. Hawk Wave, whatever. But Sanji has no range attacks. I mean, there are some cases where Sanji, he kicks you, and his kicks or his legs seem to like extend. Like when Sanji did, right after he did the Skywalk, and then he did the Polar Free Spectrum against those guys who were flying, the fishermen that are flying. His legs seem to like extend in a certain notion. But still, the fact of the matter is that Zoro has the range attacks over Sanji. And that's truly the only thing he has over Sanji. Other than that, when it comes to speed, Sanji. Agility, obviously, Sanji. When it comes to, agility is iffy because there was one real good scene where Zoro dodged all of Kuma's fucking pad cannons and shit. That was Zoro's most, when it comes to agility, his best feat that I've seen thus far. But when it comes to wit, Sanji, he's smarter. When it comes to strength, they're equal. They're fucking equal, please. Again, I explained before, it's the paradigm of Hitmonlee, Hitmonchan. Strength, upper body, Zoro. Strength, lower body, Sanji. That simple. Sanji proved, alright, via SBS Oda, via the notion of armored hockey. Sanji was the first one to showcase science of hockey. And plus he has the fire elemental resistance because his soul burns. Come on. Sanji. I mean, I could go more. I mean, when it comes to like, if I want to talk about like, if I want to talk about like, let's say destructive capacity, I'll give it to Zoro in a sense because Zoro has those more broad scale attacks. I really would. But when it comes to like, let's say actually no, that's it. Yeah. I'll leave it at that because I don't want to go into like I don't want to go into the whole entire like versus matches setup thing because it'd be fucking weird. But basically, strength they're equal, durability they're equal. Durability Zoro by like that much. Speed obviously Sanji. Stamina wise they're the same. There are no real. Yeah, stamina wise they're pretty much the same. As is Luffy. Like, well, no, Luffy a little bit because Luffy's like the stamina fucking king. So when it comes to stamina, they're the same pretty much. Agility, Sanji, range, Zoro, destructive power, maybe Zoro, but we're not too sure about that shit. Abilities overall, it's fucking Sanji. I mean, again, Sanji's smarter. He has that wit to him. Sanji also has the fire resistance, a sustainable mode. Like, come on, like, what the fuck? So, but yeah, I'm done. So, 34 minutes, not bad. Not a bad time to defend my nigga Sanji. So, yeah. Once again, this is my video. In my opinion, with these facts proving that Sanji is over Zoro. But hey, I will, I mean, people are still, they're still going to disagree. No matter what it is, the Zoro fans are going to be like, Zoro, like, man, like, the latest fucking chapter was crazy. Zoro cut like Monet in half, and that was good shit. It really was. But still, no. He is not over Sanji. He's not, my opinion, because again, I broke this shit down. 35 minutes. So hey, I did my thing. So I'm done. Be sure to rate, comment, and subscribe as always. And I'm signing out. And if you watch the entire video, props to you. Like, I'll give you credit because I did take my time with that shit. But hey, when it comes to defending Sanji, I go to the max. I go to the extreme. So, and I'm out. Peace. Have a nice day. And the thing here is that one last thing. When it comes to post time skip, we are not too sure. Because, yeah, we're not too sure. Exactly. Because we haven't seen the full capacity of the abilities of Zoro and Sanji. Now, in my personal opinion, Sanji has shown me the greatest stuff thus far after the time skip. Why? Because Sanji can turn to full fucking fire mode. Full fucking fire mode. I mean, Zoro has new shit. He cut the dragon's head off. Good shit. But then again, when it comes to Monet and like look who Sanji fought. He fought fucking Virgo. While the poisonous gas was coming towards them. Virgo is the strongest guy in this fucking arc. Easy. Well, strongest guy amongst the villains. Yeah, easy. Duh, no shit. But yeah, I'm done. So, peace. Have a nice day.